That's overexposed as hell. What's good, y'all? This is the Chi Healer, aka Imran here with another video. Y'all already know I'm on some wizardly shit, internally speaking. Um, so I be deriving my conclusions of life based upon the physical travels and the accumulations of the esoteric travels. I then build from the space to spaces that I reside. So, like, when I'm in one space, that always gives me a chance to build in another bigger space. And that's what this video is going to be about. Building the spaces and creating the spaces. Oh shit. Hold on. Camera's foot. Alright. That's for a reason. Okay, so I want y'all to think about this real quick. You start in no space. From being in no space, you create movements. And in those movements, you create other spaces. Okay, so you started in no space, free space, and now in free no space, boom, you move. Okay, and that's that whole like concept they created with the sacred geometry, the circles and the Fibonacci all coming together to make like a whole circle, all these circles. So it creates the overall shape. So that overall shape of the entirety of what that mass is in the first place started with one space. Okay, y'all understand what I'm trying to say now? So now creating spaces within space deals with you creating a thought form, a emotional current wave, and a way to even attach yourself back to the third dimension, you could say, and how you anchor yourself. That's another way to create a sphere. You create spheres in so many ways, it's not even funny. I couldn't even begin to describe all the ways y'all create spaces, because we all create spaces. We just do it. We create spaces. We create spaces unconsciously without even knowing it. And that's how powerful this shit is, because once you realize what we're all doing, you begin to start to just become conscious of your own power. You become aware of who you are, and not to get lost in being conscious, because we're just trying to describe the feelings that lead us to the actions that we create in the first place. And the feelings is the gateway to allow us to create in the spirit realm. Otherwise, if you didn't have feelings, you'd be psycho, and you'd be psycho, and you'd be losing yourself in the grips amongst what isn't necessarily you, but you think it's you. So you can get lost in thoughts, and you can get lost in other ways of miscommunication with source, simply by not being in tune with your feelings, because your feelings is the gateway to yourself. So understand that we all are creating spaces, and creating spaces within spaces allows us to create our world that we want to live in. So we want to all imagine and see a world right in front of us, and we all, you know what I'm saying, we all have desires, we all have wants and needs for a reason, because we're unique. So we want to see those ways of our creations, and we want to see all these things come together in the end. So how we do that is we coordinate ourselves properly within the space that we created to begin with. So that's where that saying comes in: you want to start right in order to end right. When you create the first space, you're going right head on onto that energy space wherever that resides in. So for an example, if I'm if I'm over here wanting to learn more about how to be a mechanic so I could do more mechanical things, I'm already, let's say I have that goal and shit, right? And I'm going into that space regularly. It's like a routine of mine. It's like a sixth house routine, regular occurrence of mine. Now me going into the space is always tapping me into to all of the different thought forms and emotional currents I could ride in that energy space, and then I could create a whole world just on in that area alone. Now, when I go into and I'm placing things and creating things onto that, I'm able to see like around me of what I'm creating. I'm able to be aware of what's around me. Y'all see what I'm trying to say? When I'm in a certain area, whatever the area is, it's irrelevant. But anytime I go into a space and I'm on that platform, in that submersion, that world, within them waters, I'm flowing in those types of waters, creating spaces around me from those waters. And that's the importance of knowing what space you're creating in the first place, because once you become aware of the space you're creating, you can then move from your found where you started the right way. You can do it your way, God's way, and then slowly but surely you start to build and create uh just perfect situations, people, places, things, perfect you start to work with God. You start to do God's work, and you start to be on your mission. And you start to just be, be in harmony with the flow currents that you're riding, and slowly but surely, you begin to figure out how to construct and weave your web. You know what I'm saying? You begin to know how to weave your web, and then that's what you do. You build a web. You create the world you want to live in, right? So we're all doing that. We all do that as spirits. The thing is, I'm I'm making this video so y'all understand what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how we can navigate through it in the first place. So why why we even do that as spirits has to deal with why we even have the desires that we have, why we even have the necessities and the wants that we have, and the types of wants and necessities that exist down here for many beings to grasp onto. All of that plays into why we even create spheres. Why? Because that's just the way our spirit moves in this dimension. We create spheres, and we create spheres of realities, and we create the waters that are flowing. We flow with, aka we fuck with certain people, we fuck with certain things. Okay, y'all see what I'm saying? We vibrate with certain things. Vibrations are flowing currents. So when y'all see this every day playing out in y'all's lives, y'all will be able to understand what I'm talking about, and the depth this simple principle even allows you to kind of see and how to create. Like, so once you understand this, you understand how to do what you do on a basis where you can do it with source, and you can do it with this strong, you know what I'm saying, intuitive knowing that that you're doing what you're doing because you're always pushing as a solo individual, unique spirit. You're pushing the you know what I'm saying, you're expanding the universe, and you're pushing what you're doing out into the boom, out into the sphere around you, and boom, that begins to the seeds you planted. You're gonna reap that shit in one way or another. So that's a part of your reality, and you continue to do that on a regular basis. Now that you know you're doing that, okay, now you're creating it the way you want to create it. Boom! Now you got all these micro realities of your own that you fuck with, that you resonate with, vibratory resonate with. So you know what I'm saying, you feel fulfilled. Things are going accordingly, your way, God's way, and everybody, you know what I'm saying, it's coming together, your purpose, what you came here to do. So this is what you want, and this is how you do it. I'm telling you, this is what it is down here. So y'all understand that creating spheres is not all we do, but this is what we do. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it simple and to the T right about now. Y'all build on that. Y'all do what y'all will. But this was Archangel Raphael, Imran, the Chihila, Space Cadet. Right out. Y'all be well now. I love y'all.